Here we are, day 6. Good to see you again, self. It's interesting to. Well, we start with it's interesting. I guess life is an interesting thing. Most days are very interesting when we are alive. Different things happen, even though oftentimes it's very much the same. I feel like that's very common for a lot of people that we have very similar common day in, day out for a good majority of the people. We have our job, we do our job. And, there's a good portion of people who have a variety of things that they can do at work. I was just talking to my friend about um, his work, and he's starting to get pretty bored with it. Very repetitive stuff and being overworked and pretty stressful, all that sort of stuff. And we have this loop of reality, of life. It's a very hard loop to get out of. The loop of going to work, making money, paying off bills, going to work, making money, paying off bills. I think this ties into yesterday's idea of really finding out what it is that you want to be doing in life and really understanding, what is your goal. Because buying the house is not going to be the goal that satisfies you. And even I don't know what my full goal is in this life, but it's something that I reflect on often and ask, what is it that I really want out of living? And it's not an easy thing to find. We've been given so much, not even, what's the word for that? So much reference around us that we see what other people do and we think we have to follow what someone else has done, or we don't think about something that we've done, or there's the idea of being stressed out by bills and money and things like that stops us from trying to achieve things that we want to be achieving. And that's okay. But we shouldn't give up. We should continue to try and find that thing that we're looking for. I think at some point for my personal journey, it's been the spiritual aspect of life that I found quite interesting. After a lot of reflection on things, the common paths of life don't seem to go anywhere. Like, you can make as much money and be as famous as you want, and you have the ability of changing the world. But does change equate to exactly what we need? Do we need to change things in order to be satisfied? That's that idea is inherently saying that I'm not happy with the way things are. And I need to alter things. It's a very non acceptance of what the current state of things are. And I think that from a spiritual perspective, that the world is operating the way that it should. That everything goes in the natural way. That over time, everything lives and grows and passes on. This goes for animals, this goes for people, this goes for forests, this goes for civilizations, this goes for the tides. Even the moon comes up and goes down, at least from the perspective of Earth. And life is happening. And the idea of I need to change it is saying that life is doing something wrong. Now, it's not to say that we shouldn't try and better ourselves and better the situations that we're in. That's not what that's saying. It's more so saying that I don't need things to change to be happy. That I can be where I am right now, today, and be satisfied with life. Or find a way to be satisfied with the way things are. Where I don't have to wait for some monumental event to occur before I can be happy. Or start growing in the way that I want to be growing. And for some folks, it is something that needs to be monumental, where they want some huge thing to be changed before they allow themselves to experience happiness. And that's really in us, in our own internal struggle of us allowing ourselves to become happy. We have to get past this mental block that happiness is something that's achieved and not in our nature. I think that the nature of being human is very possible to be happy. And I think a lot of children are naturally happy. And we lose that at some point as we have grown older and have forgotten how to just be happy with the way things are. But that's our internal struggle, isn't it? We've lived in a society that has told us that we shouldn't be happy until we have, until we experience, until we have done certain things in life that we should be dissatisfied. And the internet has made it even a little bit worse, where we've seen all these things now and we feel like we need to experience it ourselves before we can be happy. It has really expanded things and expanded our expectations of being people. And leads to a greater disappointment and an easier ability to be disappointed with the present. And that's something we have to protect. We should work on protecting, to be content in the present with what we have where we are and enjoy life as we did as a child. At least on the inside. Everything else we can try and grow, but we should try to maintain that happiness on the inside. Life is always going to grow and change and be different. That is its nature. That has always been civilization, is this constant storm of clouds, of people doing different things, of societies doing different things, of valuing different things, of enjoying different things. The difference, the changing cycles, the storm of life is constantly moving and enjoying itself, playing around in the experience of Earth. It's fun. And that's what life is. Life is a fun thing. It's a fun experience. And we've turned it into something that's not so fun. But I think it still can be naturally fun. I think that's where the self-reflection comes in, where we have to really feel inside of us, what is it that we want out of this thing of life, of this experience of life? What is it that you want out of this thing of life? And being happy, I don't think that's not a good answer. Like, what is it that you really want? Like, I want to be happy. That's, okay. You get bored of happiness if you don't do anything in life. So there's something out there that you really want, at least that you should find and figure out what that thing is. If it's inventions, if it's exploring, if it's what is it that makes us alive? Or maybe it's just sitting around and enjoying the clouds. Who knows? Watching the stars. But remember that life will have us chasing our tail a lot, thinking that we want certain things, and then when we get the things that we want, we move on to the next thing. Something that I need to remember every so often too. I chase after these things thinking that once I get the thing that I want, I'll be satisfied, but it never happens. The amount of times that I've eaten candy bars because I've wanted them has not led to a satisfaction of not wanting more candy bars. I've owned a home and realized the complexities of owning a home. I thought that would be the ticket. It wasn't the ticket. I've gotten promotions at work. Still hasn't been the ticket. So that's the mystery. What is the thing that will actually give us some kind of satisfaction in life? And that's where the reflection should come in. The reflection of being alive. I personally find a lot of satisfaction in meditation, which at some point in one of these episodes I'll talk more about and enjoy. And the deeper side of life, you know, discovering the self, wondering its purpose, musings. But that's the variety of people. Everyone wants different things. I think we're all in different places in life. We all want different things. Often what we've grown up with will change how we want and desire certain things. The experiences we've had in life, the relationships, everything. Change our wants and desires and our way to experience it. But that's the fun part. That's the fun part, is figuring it out. There's no instructions. You know, I'm sitting here and I sit in this room for the large majority of every day, either doing work and then after work, preparing things in the house, cooking, etc. And we wonder how many years we can do this and still feel satisfied. Right? Maybe that's one of the reasons I started this little podcast thing here. This daily reflection. Just something to do every day that's a little bit different. Gives me something to talk about, to rant about. Who knows? Finding photography, finding some meaning in this vast mystery of life. Changing things, the constant change of the show of life. It's a fun experience, it's a fun mystery. But that's what we do. Anyway, I don't know if this was useful or not. I'll find out in who knows how many years. But there it is. That's day 6. We'll see you tomorrow.